everyone, welcome back to my channel and a massive happy new year to you all. It's now 2018, which just seems absolutely ridiculous, but yeah, I'm excited for this year. There's lots of exciting things to come, so I hope you all had an amazing Christmas and an amazing New Year's Eve if you went out and did anything. This video is actually inspired by my New Year's Eve makeup look. So I went out to a party on New Year's Eve, had a really nice evening. I stayed with my sister and all of her friends and her husband, and we went to the pub and we just danced and had drinks, and it was just really good fun. So I'm basically going to be recreating the makeup look that I did for New Year's Eve, because I posted a photo on my Instagram. I'll actually show you guys, I'll get it up and show you so that you can see, but I posted a photo of my makeup look on New Year's Eve and you guys seem to really like it. I don't know if you're going to be able to see that, but I basically thought that I would sit down today and recreate that makeup look, so that if you wanted to know how I created it, you can find out in this video, or if you want to try and have a go at home and create it yourself, you can also do that. So grab a cup of tea, I just finished drinking mine, get some snacks and sit back and enjoy the video. First things first, primer. I'm using the L'Oreal Lumi Magique primer, which I need to get a new one off because the writing has come off the tube because I've had it for so long. But I absolutely love this primer, and I used this one on the night because I wanted my skin to look really glowy, and my skin is awful at the moment. Look at that. Got lots of spots. I don't know if it's hormones or if it's from eating lots of crap over Christmas. I just don't know. But I'm just blending this all into my skin. So yeah, I chose to use this one because I wanted my skin to look really glowy. And yeah, that's why. The next step is foundation, and I used the MAC Studio Fix Fluid. I actually used NW13, but today I'm using NW10 because I'm very pale at the moment. I haven't got any fake tan on, but I did fake tan a little bit for New Year, so my neck was more tanned than my face, so I had to kind of match it up with a darker foundation. But today I'm using a light one because I am very pale, so that's fine. I'm just using the lighter foundation. I'm just blending that in using a beauty blender. I did put quite a lot of foundation on for New Year's Eve. Like, the coverage was amazing. Like, I had a lot of foundation on. I'm probably not going to do as much today just because I'm actually not leaving the house. But I've been wanting to write a blog post for ages. I haven't written anything on my blog in such a long time, and I think this year I'm going to try and work on it again and get back into writing, because it's going to help me with my uni degree as well, just like making sure that I keep writing stuff all of the time. So we'll see. I might try and do that this afternoon, and I've got a few other little like chores that I need to get done, so I'm going to look very glam for those tasks. I'm now going to go in with concealer. I'm using the MAC ProLongwear concealer in NW15. I'm just going to take a little bit of that onto the back of my hand. And then I'm going to use this little brush here, which is from Model's Own. I actually got sent a really sweet package from Model's Own, and it had some of their new, I think they're new, makeup brushes in it, which is really nice. And I like to use this one for concealer because it's very precise. So I'm just going to put a little bit under the eyes, but I will tidy that up later because the eye makeup is quite heavy. So I like to do concealer afterwards just to neaten it up a bit. But yeah, I'm just using this little brush. It's really cute. And then just blending it in with my beauty blender. I actually got around to washing my makeup brushes, guys. Actually, I say that. My mum kindly washed them for me because she offered, so I said yes. So they're now all nice and clean, which never happens with me, so very exciting. Okay, that is all blended in. I'm now going to quickly powder using the MAC Mineralise Skin Finish in the shade Light. It's my perfect powder. I love using this stuff. And I'm just going to set my chin, my nose and under my eyes a little bit. And then my forehead. Now for the rest of my face. So I'm going to bronze my skin up a bit because I'm looking very fair. What is happening here? Let's tuck that in there. Okay, for bronzer I'm using Benefit Hoola bronzer because it's my all-time favourite. I'm just taking the same big fluffy Zoeva brush and I'm just going to bronze up all over my skin just to give me a bit of colour. I won't go as dark as what I did on New Year's Eve because obviously I haven't got any fake tan on, so I don't want my neck to look really white. But I did go quite bronzy, which I really liked. And then for a little bit of contour, of course, I'm using my Kevyn Sculpting powder, the only contour product I ever use. And I'm just taking a little bit of that on a MAC, what is this, 168, that took me a while to read, 168 brush, and I'm just popping that, that's a little bit dark, isn't it? I'm just putting it underneath my cheekbones just to define them a little bit. Just go over it with my sponge and just blend that in a little bit more. There we go, that's better. Okay, now for eyebrows, very exciting part. I did my brows quite sort of defined. I really liked how they looked. It was a bit of a whim really. I didn't expect them to turn out as good as they did, so I'm probably not going to be able to do them the same. I'm using Soap & Glory Brow Archery, of course, and I'm just going to start at the fronts of my brows and just darken up the underneath a little bit so they're a bit more defined. And then gently brush upwards through the front of the brow just to give a little bit of colour. And then I'm going to follow the line through up to the arch of my brow, and then just make the tail a little bit longer as well. Okay, most exciting part to move on to now is the eyes. So I basically bought a new eyeshadow from MAC a while ago, and that was kind of like the main feature of the eye look. So it's one of their extra dimension eyeshadows in the shade Legendary Lure, and it's basically like a really beautiful mystical green colour. And these shadows are so beautiful, they're so pigmented, so I wanted to base the look around this because I never ever wear green eyeshadow. And then I thought, what other greens have I got that I can blend into it? And I've actually got the Soph Does Nails Makeup Revolution palette, which has got a few sort of greeny blue shades in the middle, which I used. So I'm going to start off with a transition colour, and I'm going to use the shade, what is this called? Let's have a look. I'm going to go in with the shade Fairy Lights, which is just basically a nude colour, like a shimmery nude. I'm going to put that all over the eyelid just as like a base colour. Doesn't really show up, but I like to use a base all over. And then the transition shade I used was Iced Coffee, which is basically like a really sort of pale nude matte colour. And I just worked that through the crease, brought it all the way into the inner corner of my eye, and just really worked that in so it was nice and subtle. And I found that this colour and the green worked really nice together. I do darken it up a little bit as well, but that shade just to start with works really, really nicely. So as you can see, it's very subtle, you probably can't even see a difference. And then the second colour I'm going in with is Cup of Tea, which is this shade here in the corner. Very nice sort of matte orangey nude colour, and I'm just working that through the crease as well. And then I'm going to go in with a big fat blending brush and blend that out. Then just on the outer corner I'm going to go in with a darker shade, and I'm using the shade Mug Cake, which is like a dark brown, and I'm just going to add a tiny little bit of that to the outer corner of my eye. So I'm just blending that dark brown shade through the outer corner just to make it a little bit smoky, and then I'll go in and add the green. Okay, so I'm then going in with the green shade in the palette, which is called Pine Tree, and I'm just going to take a tiny little bit of that and blend that just through the centre of my eyelid. It doesn't matter that it's messy at this point because I'll neaten it all up in a second, but I just want to get that main colour onto the lid. And then it's time to go in with the MAC eyeshadow. Beautiful, beautiful shade. I'm going to take a flat brush, if I can find one in my mini brushes. Yeah, this one will do. Okay, so I'm just going to take a bit of that and press that onto the centre of the eyelid. It's so pigmented. I did also wet the brush when I did it last time, but I don't actually think you need to because the pigment you get already is just incredible. So I'm just blending that all over the eyelid, like so. And then I'm going to take the same MAC shade and put a little bit underneath my eye. And then I am going to wet the brush a little bit, just using some Fix Plus. This is one of the MAC Mini Prep and Prime Fix Pluses, and it's the rose scented one. Came in their Christmas gift set, which I bought myself because I wanted it. Such a nice scent. So I'm just going to take that back into that same eyeshadow and just press that on top, and I don't know if you can see, but it makes it like 10 times more pigmented. It's crazy. And then I'm going to go in with an eyeliner. So this is also from MAC. It's in the shade Undercurrant, and it is the most beautiful greeny turquoisey sparkly eyeliner you could ever get. And I'm just going to drag that underneath my lower lash line, like so. And then I'm going to take a little pencil brush and just blend that out. I also put a little bit in my waterline as well actually, so I'm just going to do that too. Okay, it's now time for mascara. So I'm going to curl my lashes first, just quickly. I remember I was actually going to wear false lashes on the evening, but I decided it would just be too much, so I left it. But obviously you could use false lashes if you want to. I'm just going to use the Benefit Roller Lash Mascara and just put a couple of coats on my lashes until I'm happy with it. To be honest, this mascara is so good, you only really need like 1 or 2 coats anyway. Okay, mascara is done. I'm now going to go back in with a tiny little bit of concealer and just tidy up just under my eye area, because I've noticed there's quite a bit of fall down from the eyeshadow. So I'm just going to tidy up that area. It's now time for a bit of highlighter. I'm just trying to find my highlighter brush. I'm going to use this one. Okay, so the highlighter I used was the Marks & Spencer's Autograph Pure Luxe Multi Highlighter in the shade Pearl. It looks like this. Such an old highlighter. My mum bought it for me probably like a couple of years ago, and I know it's quite gross, but I love it, and I can't find it in there to buy a new one, so I'm just going to keep going with this one until I find one. It's just, oh, it's gorgeous. I hope you can see it. It's just the most beautiful highlighter ever, and I love it. I didn't take it to uni with me, so since I've been at home, I've just been so obsessed with it. I literally can't stop using it. The last step is lips, and I'm using MAC's Cherish Lipstick, which is the one I used on the night, and I'm just going to pop that on. And that is the finished makeup look. I really hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I hope you found it helpful or useful in some way, or you just enjoyed seeing what makeup I did for New Year's Eve. Please remember to give it a big thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and click subscribe if you haven't already. And yeah, I hope you guys liked the video. I hope you're all doing really well, and I will see you next week with another new video. Goodbye!